today I'm going to be talking about the inspiration and what made me want to build the gray Miata. I have been asked this question countless times, and I've never really given a completely straight answer. So there's a lot of different points on why I began to build it. So first, it's kind of going a long ways away, but it was a couple years ago. I had a 944 Porsche Turbo, and just, it was pretty quick, and I always use my cars to their potential, and being a dumb young teenager, still am, not gonna deny that, but just, I was going too fast, obviously. I was going around and out, a roundabout. I was pushing the car, pushing its limits, and I was coming off the roundabout, and I was merging, and I ended up hitting another person. So after that, I got, I debated fixing it and everything, but I ended up not doing that just because I contacted a local place and whatever. They took too long to get back to me. Anyways, long story short, I didn't end up doing it. I sold it, and that's when I bought my first Miata. Now, I ended up selling that first Miata probably like 3 months after I got it. I don't know. I don't know why I sold it. I don't even remember what I got after that. But anyways, so after that first Miata, I loved the Miata. It was absolutely fun. It was on Racelands, which I wasn't the happiest with, and that's probably the main reason I sold it. And also, I wasn't super into modifying Japanese cars. I think that was my second Japanese car. My other one was my Honda CRX, the autocross, the red one. So I wasn't really into like wheels and shit. So like I didn't get wheels for it or anything. So it's kind of a boring car to me. But anyways, there's this one picture that Double Cup Lolo posted, and it was just like the picture I had posted. I'll post it here now. Just like that picture. It was a picture just like that of his wheels. Back when his car was red with the black fender flares and everything before he painted it or whatever, wrapped it. And that really kind of got me thinking of just maybe slowing it down and doing something more for looks rather than something that's fast. Because previously, before all the Japanese cars and everything, I was originally a muscle car guy. I owned Camaros, Jeeps with V8s, I had muscle trucks. I mean, I had pretty much everything. I had off-road vehicles, I had, like I said, trucks, a Camaro, I had, and then I had the Porsche Turbo, which is a little bit different too, but, so, before I got into all the Japanese stuff, I was originally a muscle person. But after the first Miata and my Honda, it kind of changed me a little bit. I still have my 65 Rambler Marlin, which isn't exactly muscle, but it does have a V8 and it is American. Pretty rare. I'm sure most of you guys don't know what it looks like. This is what it looks like. But anyways, so after getting into the accident, I wanted to build something more for looks, and that would kind of slow me down, I guess, a little bit. And so that's when I decided I was just going to build a crazy car just for looks, just do exactly, whatever I wanted to do. And pretty much Double Cup Lolo, that one picture was what really kind of got me thinking. And I really kind of like the Bozo cars. Those really inspired me. I really wanted to build something, almost an exact replica of this one purple car that was in a Super Street magazine that was in Japan. I'll put that here. And that car, I wanted to build almost an exact replica of that car, but here in the States. And what I was going to do is I was going to get like the boxiest Japanese car I could get, and do the long nose and everything. And then even though the super long spoiler wasn't going to be practical, I was going to make it so I could have it detachable and put it in the back or whatever. I had it all thought out. And I was going to use the diamond racing steelies. I was going to get super wide. But this Miata I've been watching, for a long time. Ended up coming up on Craigslist. First he wanted like $1,500, went down to like 12,000, and then I waited like a month and I eventually got him down to $350. So that's when I bought the car for $350. He was going to give it away, or he was going to sell it to a junkyard for $350. So I figured I would buy it for the same price he would get it from the junkyard. And so, and essentially, I did rescue the car, and a lot of people are very not happy with what I did with it, but it was either parts or become what I've done with it, and an inspiration to a lot of people. And that's just what I've told. I never planned to inspire any people or do anything for anyone else besides myself. You know, I was just building a car for myself. And so, anyways, after I got the car, I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Every car before I buy it, I have a vision of what I want to do with it. And this car was plastic dipped black, and the hood was stripped, and it was not polished. It was brushed aluminum. And so that kind of got me thinking, and I always liked DeLoreans. Their entire body is stainless steel that is brushed. And so I figured I would do kind of the DeLorean Miata, and that's what it was for a while. And then I eventually got my wheels, and it just stuck it out. You know, it was extremely wide, and it wasn't really a DeLorean anymore, or DeLorean inspired anymore. So, you know, eventually I made flares for it and everything. And by the way, those flares that I made were only temporary. Those were only meant for the one Inland Empire's meet that happened probably, I think, like almost a year ago. And so those flares were only temporary for that one meet. And after that, I was going to do my permanent flares out of fiberglass, or I was going to get them done. But I ended up keeping them for a really long time, or for me a really long time. And then once I got the camber from Low Miata, once I got the extended and shortened control arms, I took them off because it wouldn't look good with them. And so then I rocked the car like that for way too long as well. So then people, you know, who came along on the boat, you know, not ever knowing my car with the flares, always thought that I was going to keep it without the flares, which is not true. I always planned to do flares. It's just, it would take a long time, and I wanted to do it right. Now, I don't know if you ever saw the picture, but I did start making flares. But then I wanted to get real wheels, which was always the next step. I never wanted to have Steelies as my end-all be-all wheels. I always wanted real wheels. I always wanted to rebarrel them, whatever, and exactly what I did. Now onto my wheels. What I did with the wheels is I had to make them 14. I wanted them 14s in the rear and 12s in the front. Now, that's just because I wanted the look. I didn't want stretch. I'm not a big stretch guy, even though I had a lot of stretch on my first wheels. Stretch isn't really my thing. I think stretch is cool for some cars, whatever, for getting that certain kind of fitment. But anyways, I didn't want stretch. So I just wanted the widest possible wheel and tire package that I could get. Now, overall diameter-wise, I did not want 18s. I was forced to go to 18s to get the biggest lip I could. So I wanted 17s originally, but I couldn't get a big enough lip in 17s. I think the biggest I could get was 7.5. Now the biggest lip I have, or the lip I have in my rears, is a 10-inch lip. Now I have a bigger lip in my front than I could have gotten in the rears on 17s. So that was just not good enough for me. So now I've got 18 by 12s in the front, 18 by 14s in the rear. I have 8-inch lips in the front and 10 inches in the rear. Yes, I will be making flares for them. When, I'm not quite sure, but hopefully soon. So now, a couple other things with the build. The wing. Wow, there is a fucking big ass winged FRS right there. Hopefully you guys could have seen that. I have no idea if you did, but that was sick. So now, my vision for the car, like I said, when I have a vision for a car, whenever I first bought it, my vision originally was to get an extremely wide car, most camber I could get, and to make it look like a beast race car, like an absolute all-out race car, almost like Brill Steel or whatever his name is. His car looks like this. I wanted a car like that, but with massive camber, just absolutely ridiculous. So now, a lot of you guys have been asking what paint the car, do whatever, this, that, whatever, what I should do with the car. Now, as soon as I'm done with the flares, I am not going to be keeping the car gray. The car will no longer be gray. Maybe certain parts of it will be gray / metal, whatever, but the car will not be mainly gray. The car will be it will not be painted. That's the main thing. The bumpers will be painted a different color, but the main car will not be painted. Now I'll let you guys go off and believe whatever you guys want it to be, but it will not be painted. I'll just leave that with you. That's what I want to do with the car. Also, the interior. The interior is not what I want it to be. And it was never meant to just be stripped. I always wanted the whole interior to be all metal. I wanted metal bucket seats, wood dash. I already have a wood dash and gauges. I just haven't had time to put it in or anything. I've been busy with other stuff. But it's starting to rain here. Anyways, so that's pretty much what I want the car to look like or be at the end. Obviously, I didn't give you too much, lots of hints. I will be sure to keep you guys updated and bring you guys along the ride with the modifications of my car. And yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and peace.